What's up, guys? It's the Beat Street Bully Billionaire, baby. And I'm back and I'm ready to break down this week's NFL slate, baby. We're going to go through every single game in the 1 o'clock and we're going to dial in a nice little parlay to win you some billions, okay? So here we go. Without further ado, let's check out what we got. First game that we are going to look at is going to be a divisional rivalry game. Okay. You're going to have the Baltimore Ravens on the road versus the Cleveland Browns, who just pissed on the Titans. It's a 3-point spread, 2.5-point spread. Browns are favored minus 135, over under of 38.5 points. Alright, so what do we know about this game? You look at the Browns, they have Deshaun Watson, no Nick Chubb. They're just coming off a win over the Tennessee Titans, where they buried them on the defensive end with Myles Garrett, coming off a very big game. This is going to be a different battle, though, because you're going up against a divisional opponent that kind of knows you, owns you a little bit, has faced you before multiple times, been able to beat you plenty of times. This one's a difficult one, but I think I think Lamar Jackson's going to get it done here. I don't know how he's going to get it done, but I think their defense is pretty solid as well, so I think he's going to give them a good go. He hasn't really had a big game yet, and I think they have the offensive pieces to do something. I mean, granted, they've been kind of mud. Last week they really just fell very flat. I think this week they bounced back. I think the Browns kind of had too generous of a win, and I don't know if I could go with them for a second week in a row behind Deshaun Watson. I don't know if I trust him. People think he's going to get back to his form. I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens to cover the 2.5 here for the first leg of our parlay journey to billions and billions of dollars. Here we go. Second game on the slate, we got the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals. Tennessee Titans are at home and they are underdogs in this game. Now, if you've been following the channel, you know I have very much disrespect for Mike Vrabel in the way he coaches. I think he's a bum. I think he's an absolute scrub. Doesn't give the ball enough to Henry. Needs to give him 30-plus touches a game. Doesn't want to do it. Now I get he's getting older, but still he could carve out the league and be the best player in the league. What do we know about this situation here? Joe Burrow, they got to win, I think, for just sanity purposes here. So I think that Joe Burrow is going to get unlocked here. He's going to get moving, getting grooving. Probably has some good vibes coming in. They start Ryan Tannehill again. Just shoot yourself in the head if you're a Tennessee Titan fan. You were in this spot. You were the favorites in the playoffs. You got pissed on because Ryan Tannehill threw 3 interceptions. So here's my thing. I hope that the Tennessee Titans are up in this game. I hope that they're up all the way down to the last moment in the witching hour, and hopefully the odds of the Bengals juice up because they haven't been performing very well, and then Joe Burrow goes money dime 2-minute drill and wins the game and pisses in Vrabel's face. That's what I hope happens, because then I'll put money on it and I'll win big. Or I just hope for a big blowout. Vrabel gets pissed on again. Tennessee looks like complete mud, and Tannehill gets canned, and they finally start Will Levis, who should have fucking put in there already. So I'm gonna go in this game. I'm gonna take the Bengals money line. I think the Bengals are gonna win. Now remember, we're not taking any points. We're just taking, if we like a team that's a dog, we'll take their points. But if we like a team that's a favorite, we're just gonna take the money line. Next game on the slate, we got the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears. Now, this is one of the stinkiest games on the slate. You got two 0-3 teams. You got Denver coming off a 70-point burial where they couldn't stop a fucking cold. You got the Bears, who look like one of the worst organizations in football, can't get Justin Fields the ball to run for goddamn nothing. And it's looking like a game that could either be a big, massive shootout or a very weak, very low-scoring game. That's pretty much the only two options that you got here, okay? So, it's a tough one. But I think that the Bears at home, man, I don't know. Let's look at some let's look at it. Let's look at some injuries here. That's going to be important, maybe. Oh, it's always important. The all-important injury. Where the fuck is it? Bears versus Broncos. So no Frank Clark. He's out. Cushenberry limited. Judy full participant. Jewell did not participate, out. Purcell out. So no linebacker, no defensive tackle, no linebacker. So no Frank Clark. So they should be able to run the ball then. You would think. Okay, that's what you would want. No safety, questionable. Justin Simmons. Okay, that's going to be important for running the football. Sometimes they line that safety up. So, okay, Bears. Who do they got? Out. Cornerback. Did not participate. Out. Oh, man. Travis Homer. Okay, no. Safety. Eddie Jackson. Foot. Did not participate. Out. Jalen Johnson. Cornerback. Hamstring. Jesus Christ. Out. They are depleted in the secondary. Looking like a run-heavy game for the Bears and a pass-heavy game for the Broncos. So it could be a shootout. Could be a shootout. I'm having a tough time with picking this one, man. Do you pick the Bears or do you just keep picking against the Bears? How do you pick a team that just got pissed on 70 points? They could have put on the most points ever scored in a game, and they didn't do it. I mean, this one's really, really, really garbage. But the Bears are at home and they're underdogs, so why don't we just take the 3.5? They're giving you a hook. They're giving you the hook. So we're gonna bite down the hook and just hope that the Broncos just win by 3, or the Bears. Maybe the Bears win. I think the Bears could pull off the win. I don't see why not. NFL football. Everyone thinks the Broncos. Everyone's all on the Broncos. Give me the Bears. Okay. Next game. You got the LA Rams and the Indianapolis Colts. Colts at home, minus 108 to minus 112. Pretty even. Plus a point, though, to the Colts. So the Colts are not the favorites. So I'm not really sure. This is a very even game. They pretty much a coin flip, toss-up game. Over under 45.5. What do we think about this game? Well, the first thing we need to know about this game is Anthony Richardson going to play in the game? Because that's going to be a pretty much... Oh, Jesus Christ. Aaron Donald did not participate in practice, but game status is not in question. So maybe that's just a maintenance thing? I don't know. Higbee questionable with an Achilles injury. Alaric Jackson did not participate, questionable. John Johnson is an interesting name. Did not participate, questionable. Puka Nakua, full participant, blah, blah, blah. Note boom, participant, tackle, that's good. Skowronek. Okay, Colts. Let's go to the Colts. Anthony Richardson was a full participant in practice, which means he's likely going to play, which means that this game is likely going to be alive. This could be a bigger game here. I don't know. This is an interesting one. The Colts at home, they just put off an upset victory to the Ravens. The Rams also are on the road here, but they got Matt Stafford. I think that McVay dials something up. I think that he wins this one. I'm not sure how. Maybe a burial. I think that it could be a Rams win and a burial, and then Anthony Richardson's comes from behind. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe the Colts win and a burial. I'm not really sure. This one really screams who knows until the game starts, and then I don't know. Let's think about it for a second. You got Anthony Richardson. He can run the ball. They don't, but they got this Zach Moss. They got some receivers. Pittman. They got that. Who's that dude? They got a couple other dudes that are pretty solid. Rams. They got this Puka Nacua. You got Tutu Atwell. I mean, like these are like this is like. I guess these dudes are better than you think, but like, I mean, on paper these all sound like bombs, man. They're scrubs. This could be a game that just. I mean, this could be just like this other the Bears, Denver. It could be the worst game on the slate. Could be the biggest explosion game on the slate. I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a coin flip, man. What do we got already? We already got a fucking Bears. I think we gotta just go with the Rams here. I don't know if I want to lay a point. I think that the Rams have more firepower. Matt Stafford, Super Bowl champ, McVay, dial something up. All right, next game on the slate. Probably the biggest game on the whole slate. Hopefully not a dud. Over under 53.5. Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Buffalo Bills are opening up as favorites on a team that just dropped 70 points. Probably because they just buried the team they played to. So, in divisional matchups. So, it's interesting. I'm not really certain why the Bills would open up as favorites here. Maybe because they're at home. But, I really think the Dolphins should be favored here. I mean, I don't know if 2 points is enough points, though, but they should be favored. This game's going to be very, very tricky. You got Josh Allen, you got Stephon Diggs. That connection's pretty dirty. Gabe Davis is pretty solid, too. You go on the other side of it, you got Tyreek. He's a freak. I think Jalen Waddle is going to be back. Let's check it out. Let's just check out the injury report. Salvon Ahmed, questionable groin, but he was limited probably play. Eli Apple, full participant. Terran Armstead, limited questionable. Craycraft did not participate. Elliott, blah, blah, blah. Where's anybody important? Croft, Hill, Smythe, groin, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm not seeing Jalen Waddle on this injury report. I'm assuming he's going to play. Let's just check the touchdowns. Check the touchdown scores. That's always the way to go. Jalen Waddle is in there. Yeah, Jalen Waddle. Jesus Christ, dude. They just put up 70 points without Jalen Waddle, and now they get Jalen Waddle back, and they're opening as underdogs? I'm just like, something's up here. Something's wrong about that. Okay, you can see that, right? I get the Bills are tough. They're good. They're a good team, and they got Josh Allen. But this Dolphins team, bro, is Super Bowl bound. They just put up 70. What, are they going to fall flat? Now, I guarantee some dumb monkey will tell you about some ridiculous stat where teams, when they put up 70 points, the next game don't do so well or something. Well, it's only happened fucking 3 fucking times, dumbass. So how about you calm down with these ridiculous bullshit stats. Look at the game head on, okay, as an actual game. Stop taking stats like, oh, a real dog coming in as a favorite in a divisional matchup after losing by 7 points on like. That doesn't make any difference. Look at the game. What's the game? Okay, you got two teams that are gonna light it up. They're probably gonna move a lot of offense here, okay? But the defenses could do some things here to shore it up, okay? The Buffalo Bills in particular could stop Tua from going crazy, but are you going to stop Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle? I don't know. I mean, it looks like this team could just come out here and drop another 40 piece on his Bills defense, even though his Bills defense is pretty good. Could be 24-21, could be 24-24 overtime, could be, I mean, like, this is probably going to be points. I'm not seeing how it's low scoring. You know what I mean? That's my problem, is there going to be too many people open early. People are going to get burned early. It's going to be scoring early. When people get tired late, it's going to be scoring late. I mean, it could get blown up, this game. Who knows? But I think the firepower is on the side of Miami, the defensive side on the side of the Bills. So, I mean, I'm going to give the edge to the Bills defensively, but there's no way that the Buffalo Bills offense is comparable to what Miami just did, 70 points. Okay? Now, here's the thing. I do think the Bills can move the football better and more effectively now. They got this James Cook, this running back situation is pretty solid for them. They haven't really been able to run the football except for with Josh Allen, and that's pretty much been their downfall over the last couple years. So now that they can run the football, I think that they should be a more effective team here. But man, I mean, this is a very difficult. I just don't understand how you're opening up as favorites. This would be the game to watch all day long. Turn every other game off. Watch this game. What I would do is I would maybe wait until there's an opportunity to take the other side of whoever's down in the fucking witching hour, because it's probably going to be the team with the momentum at the end that wins the game here. They're both probably evenly matched, and so whoever gets the momentum at the end, the 2-minute drill to drive down and get that field goal to win the game, that's probably who's going to do it. You know, it doesn't really matter who does it. You know, that's the thing about this one. It doesn't really matter who gets it. If I'm thinking about it myself, I think that the Dolphins are gonna fucking get it. I think they're gonna get it somehow. I think they're still rolling off that 70-point victory. I think that they come out and they show it to the Bills and they say, "Listen, Bills, this is our year. We're winning the division. See you later." So that's my theory on that one. I'm gonna go with them plus 2.5. Now we got the Vikings and the Panthers. That would be a 4.5-point spread. Vikings come in as favorites, minus 218. Panthers are plus 180. So here's another interesting game, kind of a garbagey-ish type of game. Vikings are 0-3. Panthers are also 0-3, I believe. And let's see who's on the injury report. Let's check it out. We got players like Garrett Bradbury, questionable. Lewis Cine, hamstring, out. Defensive end, ankle, questionable. Quarterback, Jaron Hall, they're going to need him. Patrick Jones, defensive end, full participant. Safety, full participant. Cornerback, full participant. Okay. And we go down to the Panthers side of things, a longer list of do not participates and full participates too, though. Jonathan Mingo's back. Who we got? Frank Livu, questionable. Mingo's questionable. Miles Sanders did not participate with a groin and is also questionable. Adam Thielen did not participate, maybe because of age, but Xavier Woods did not participate with a hamstring and is out. So, no Miles Sanders. I'm pretty sure Bryce Young could be banged up a little bit. I'm probably leaning Vikings here. Vikings need to win this game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a pretty easy one. I don't know how much we're going to need to go any deeper diving into that. Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, they've been carving up losing games they could win, just like last year. So here's a game that they probably have to win, and so they'll probably are going to win. Especially in a situation where it's like they're playing a stink team like Panthers, who could easily be 0-4, 0-5, 0-20. So, alright. Next game. We got the big time game for me. My Steelers are going against the Texans. They open up as favorites on the road, which is not a good sign, not a good look for me. I don't want to see it, but here we are. Minus 162, 3-point spread. Okay, what do we know about this game? Well, you got the Houston Texans, you got C.J. Stroud, you got fucking this dude Tank Dell chewing and chomping down the field, you got Robert Woods, you got Dameon Pierce rolling and fucking Dyson and shit. You know, so I mean, they got some pieces. In their defense, they got Will Anderson drafted him with the first pick. They got some players. They got some safeties dealing, going wheeling dealing. So let's see what they got in the injury report here. Is there anything of interest that we could look at? Okay, Steelers side of things, we got James Daniel with a groin out, guard. Presley Harvin, right hamstring out. But Connor Hayward, full participant. Miles Killebrew, full participant. Ogunjobi, full participant. Chukwuma Okafor, full participant. Gunnar Olszewski, full participant. Patrick Peterson did not participate in practice. Allen Robinson did, but Darnell Washington did. Okay, so we're all good, except for two insignificant pieces here. Full complement of the Steelers. And then you got the Texans. So we got Michael Dieter, chest, did not participate, questionable. Tank Dell, limited. George Fant, limited. Josh Jones did not participate, he's out. Guards, okay, it's linebacker Denzel Perryman did not participate and is out. Cornerback did not participate. Taviri Thomas is out. Laramie Tunsil, tackle, knee, out. Okay, so that's not good. That's a lot of people out for the Texans. So this could be too much for the work for the Texans. It's hard to be I don't want to be biased, okay? Because my honesty here is the Steelers could just blow one because their offense stinks because Matt Canada's a bum and a bitch and he doesn't want to fucking get fired because who knows what's going on there. We'll get rid of him at some point, I'm hoping. Probably not. But if he keeps calling a fucking bubble screen every play, then we're going to lose every game or not put up 20 points. I mean, we'll win games with TJ Watt. That's about it. So my hope is that we find something offensively here and then we just piss and pummel the Texans and put up 35 to 45 points. Okay, but the reality is that we probably will not be able to move the football. First possession, we'll go 3 and out. They'll get the ball, they'll go 3 and out. Then we'll get the ball, and then we'll go 3 and out. And then they'll get the ball, and then they'll go 3 and out. And then we'll get the ball, and then we'll go 3 and out. And then they'll get the ball, and then they'll go to the third down, and then we'll get a sack for a fumble recovery. And then that'll set us up in easy territory to score some points, and then we'll get a field goal. And then that'll be the end of the first or second quarter. So this game's not, this game stinks. Or we could come in there and maybe actually open it up, throw the ball to the fucking GP. If we had an offensive coordinator call plays, I would say we're going to go in there and shoot his team to shreds. We had Mike McDaniel that say we're putting up 70. But we don't got anybody. We got this goat beard, bald monkey who don't know what he's doing and needs to get gone, okay? And if we can't do anything versus the Texans defense all banged up, and with Laramie Tunsil, we're going to be chewing him up on a fucking defensive line all day. We're going to be crushing him with TJ Watt. So if we can't win this game by a lot of points because the way our offense puts up points, then somebody needs to go. And I think we all know who it is, okay? And there's no more excuses, and there's no more, oh, Kenny Pickett or the line didn't do this. We all know who it is. The dude who, despite knowing that our offensive line cannot block for shit, still decides to call bubble screens and end arounds and jet sweeps every single time. He stinks. Okay, it's been 3 years. I can't do it. We can't do it anymore. He can't figure it out. How stupid are you? We all know the problem. You're calling the wrong plays. Okay, just call different plays. Okay, it don't even gotta be that much different. Just not jet sweeps. Just not bubble screens. Just not plays that have to develop for 5 seconds behind a line of scrimmage that can't block. Okay, blame the line of scrimmage all you want. When you're the one calling the plays where they have to block, you're just setting them up to look like shit, okay? So fuck you for setting them up to look bad. Get out of here, okay? We don't need you anymore. We'll move on. We'll find somebody else. So my hope is that the Steelers do not do that, and we actually have a chance to win this game, but by a lot of points. But I'm assuming that we're not going to, okay? I still think the Steelers are going to win and cover this 3, but man, it's just like it should just be easy. You know, we're gonna put them in, but it's just it. If they lose, I'm not gonna be fucking shocked. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, our offensive coordinator is so garbage. We could not figure out how to generate offense with this much talent. That's what I would be saying. So shit gets me pissed off. Okay. Next game, we're gonna go to the New Orleans Saints and the Bucks. We got New Orleans Saints at home minus 180 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road plus 150. It's a 3.5 point spread. All right. Is Derek Carr gonna play? Probably not. Derek Carr is questionable. Probably not gonna play. Paul Adebo, cornerback, out. Safety Jordan Howden is out. And guard Cesar Rui is out. Okay, now let's look at the Bucks. Carlton Davis questionable. Jamel Dean is out. Severka Dennis out. Okay, linebacker. Defensive tackle is out. Okay, so that's 2 cornerbacks, a defensive tackle, a linebacker, another cornerback. Derek Pitts is out. Jeez. Vita Vea, defensive tackle, questionable, and Devin White, linebacker, questionable. So the entire defense is questionable in this game for the fucking Buccaneers. You might want to bet the Saints. I'm no expert here, but I mean, what? That's their entire defense. They're either out or questionable. I mean, I get there's no Derek Carr, but I'm just like, it's Jameis Winston versus former team. The Saints have a really good defense, and the Bucks, who actually supposed to have a decent type defense, their entire defense is injured and almost out. I mean, this shit gets kind of too easy to an extent here, bro. If you were a millionaire, just put all your money on the Saints. It's too easy. I mean, like, they might make you sweat, but, like, it's coming in. I mean, it might not even make it might just be a burial. Jameis Winston, they might be up fucking 24-0 at halftime, bro. Give me the Saints. All right, we got one final game on the slate, and it's probably going to be pretty easy to pick this game. We're not going to go over to 4 o'clock. We'll break them down in another vid. Commanders, Eagles. Commanders bested them last year. They beat them last year, but the Eagles, they're coming off a dominant victory. They're continuing to roll. They're continuing to show their offensive line prowess. I mean, like, it's tough for me to sit there and go against them. I'm going to take 9.5. I'm not taking 9.5, man. Not enough. Commanders just got buried by the Bills. I mean, the Bills owned them. Now they get to play the Eagles for another burial. I'm just like, I mean, I'm sure they'll keep it closer. I think the 9.5, you could take it. I don't know why you wouldn't dial it up to like 10. But you got to go with the birds here, bro. We're going with the birds, bruh. Alright. So if you want to be a millionaire or a billionaire like me, which you probably do, you're going to want to do something like this, okay? We have a parlay. It's 9,000 plus 9,000, okay? We want to win money on it. That's 10 to win 1,000 pretty much. But we want to win $1 million. How do you win $1 million? 500 isn't going to do it. That's only 50,000. Well, what about 5,000? Well, that's only 500,000, Colt. And that's not going to be enough to be a millionaire. So you're going to need to add an extra 0, and that's going to be enough. So if you have an extra 0, what is that? 50,000? So if you have $50,000 on, like, you know, on a line of credit somewhere, you could realistically make $5 million tomorrow. Yeah. You could realistically make $5 million or I guess today. This is today, yeah. If you just just go to the bank and take out a loan for $50,000 and then put put it on these picks, and you should be a millionaire by I think 5 o'clock. How about it? Making millionaires by the day. Wow, it feels good to help the people. It feels really good. All right, that's enough for you freeloading shit sacks. Okay, see you later. Beach Street Bully Billionaire out.